So to kick things off now on the defensive side, we do have Leviatan. Mazzino is going to be the first point of contact as we have a recalled smoke. All of KRU getting ready to run in right away. Support coming from Nosware as this raise on the back. But Keston once again strikes first until Leviatan fights back. And it's back and forth now until the advantage still comes in for Leviatan, leaving the lurk by himself. Spotted by the flash. And Leviatan's getting ready for that right away.
One thing that never takes a break is Leviatan's ability to stay confident in the way they're guarding a site. Mazzino didn't even really back up in that situation. They only called for more support, stayed right in the face of KRU's attack, and didn't give an inch of B site. Spike down now, and the roam around here from Nagzet to try and find any sort of damage. Leviatan starting off with a brick wall defense at B. And just one more kill to finalize here.
There's always been one thing that's really good here for Leviatan, despite a slower or a bad ending, if I put it this way, during that first season of the Americas, is that discipline is something that's good. Look at all three of them watching that spike, not overcommitting, jump spotting, and even in the off angle, King strikes for the last kill, and Leviatan scores first.
Nice quick start, keeping quite a few members alive. Kesnet almost picking up a few there to start them off. Klaus and Kesnet have just been having hell of a series in these past two. Davies as well. You can almost call on every member of KRU here, and I think you're going to have to again today. This buy now coming in from Leviatan. They'll set up pretty default defense. And it looks like a little bit of a mid-work here from KRU. We may find this going over towards A once they get this control on A ramp. A big lurk from Nagzet's going to be important this round.
Not flash to try to find info, actually. Nagzet got behind it and gets the headshot instantly onto Takulia. But immediately Shy comes in for the trade-off. And even KRU looking to gravitate very slowly to try to punish back on the A ramp, hopefully salvaging a weapon behind. But meanwhile, Leviatan decides to fall back to play the off angle. Shy. Once again, it's going to be the first contact, jumping across. Delay off the flash, allowing his teammates to set up here in the back of the site towards A. And even the over-rotation comes out, which is a good opportunity now for KRU, if they want to go for the Evan to mid split.
Site isn't really stopped if they want it, but dropping in is what they're unsure of. This is going to have to be very careful. They want to source a little bit more information out of Leviatan before they make a move. It looks like it might be spawned to B.
Pushing towards the spot indeed. Spike falls. Shy! Landing with the Guardian still. And Davies, no bullets left now in the Headhunter. Left with nothing but the classic. As he crosses over, it's going to get spotted by King. But Mazzino sweeps that kill away. And Leviatan, clean second round.
Leviatan showing they're not going to fall into these little traps that KRU is trying to set. You can have A heaven all you want. It's something we've seen teams be doing a lot more when you don't just dive into the site because there's not a double duelist to do so. That A heaven control gets taken. You wait out your opponent to see if defense makes mistakes, and KRU reading that through and through come up with a second round. But now it's about the bonus. Leviatan, rather, read that through. Now it's about KRU's bonus here. And now, still across the map, a little bit more strength goes to that side with Nagzet's Viper as they put the chamber towards A ramp now.
You got it right. Gun round now for KRU. Bonus round now for Leviatan. Judge in the hands of King, having to play it very close at the staircase, but he's pushed away already by pressures of the rifle from KRU up on mid. So Leviatan looking to fight back towards the A main. Flashes, nades. KRU doesn't want to fight that yet. You hear the rotate across so we could get a heal up here from Shy. But that means that Leviatan has forfeited the B heaven site. Off the peak, Takulia gets punished. Nosware looking for a surprise if he can. And KRU they decide to repel back here towards mid.
Leviatan have removed themselves from all sites so they can play together here. They want to try and be just a little further forward to take KRU off guard. And Nosware trying to come through a little Mission Impossible through the vent, gets detected by Kesnet.
But all this time gives King an opportunity to reposition himself close, right around the corner. This was identified early though. Can it be cleared? Just a fake clear, but at least a trade's there for KRU. Klaus picking that one up.
Left.
Entering towards the site. Tip of the spears of Azino is holding towards the bottom. That's two with the Spectre, but the spike has fallen down. There's only 20 seconds left, and Davies picks it up for a plant.
Teleport's ready.
It's got to be a safe one.
Yeah, and actually there's 2 players alive. Nagzed with the support too. Shy flashing forward, but gets dropped as he falls. And KRU managed to get the first round here on split, but they lose 3 players in the process in their gun round.
They roll through the bonus round without too much work necessary. Great movement up mid. They find their first frag off a dry hit when Leviatan was re-peeking that rope area, and slowly KRU worked that advantage. I was just praising Leviatan for not giving up those little kills in the round that would put them on the back foot. Let's see if they go back to this sturdy defense. A little bit of a stack towards that B main area. This could prove very useful against KRU pushing now. But the spike is down, so this is just KRU playing to touch and go.
And Takalia.
A touch.
Vanity was mentioning it there before that Takalia had to be bringing up some great performances.
Yeah.
At least gets his one and good information to allow the rest of Leviatan to get these trades. Control on middle. As it was attempted, though, you just saw King fall down. So advantage goes back to KRU. You still have that lurk coming through on both ends. Davies on the B main, Nagzed up on middle, punished by Nosware. But it gives an opportunity for KRU to plant.
Spike planted.
Good smoke. Just to allow this defensive positioning.
Caution here.
Flash available from Shine, pops it out, discovers nobody behind the default spot. KRU's playing the crossfire setup. A nice smoke here to allow Davies to be very aggressive. Just got spotted by Shy, damaged a little bit. Nelzer moving forward. Oh, tuck into utility, but Nelzer still gets the kill. Shy now having a clutch, not gonna happen. Nelzer with the wall bang, and KRU tie things up.
Davies there making a move out as well, just a consideration, playing around the tight moments. And we see Melzer, however, coming up with those last few kills, anchoring sites, whether it's alone by himself or during the post-plant. Melzer has been playing so well throughout these series for KRU, and able to pull up a few pivotal kills right there. I think one of the things we have to look at for KRU and even Leviatan towards the end of the season, Leviatan beat Cloud9 on split. They feel pretty comfortable here. KRU coming very, very close to the same thing with Furia. Even just recently in an overtime match, they lost that. So both teams know exactly what they want to do here. It's just who gets that momentum. We've heard it said over and over. Momentum just seems like a key word here at the LCQ from teams when they're interviewed.
You are divided.
I knew exactly they want to play aggressively on an attempt on middle. It turns out to be a trade, and KRU's looking to move immediately towards the A side. Showstopper now available for Kesnet, trying to clear the back of the site. As we turn around the other side of the grab well. And also the toxic screen! Nagza gets picked off. No kills from the Showstopper. Up to the rifle now of Kesnet towards the back of the site. Nice little headshot. A second one then off the King. Looking to swing for the third, but gets denied by Shy. Up to a 2 versus 1. Advantage for Leviatan. Melzer now moving in. The lurk for the clutch. Misses the shot, does get the dig through the wall. Knows that Menzino was there though from that other shot. Now he can isolate 2 individual duels. The first swing out does not connect. The other one does.
Melzer again?
Opportunity to refresh and reload, but then it's swing like no set from elbow, and Melzer gets the Red Bull clutch.
Melzer does it again! And even having to get the swing. Incredible. KRU had no right winning that round, and Melzer makes it true. They take just a 1-point lead here, but that is going to play with the mental of Leviatan not being able to pick up these rounds that are already in their grasp. Ultimate ready for Klaus here to get Seekers on the round. If they don't get information in the beginning, they can suss out Leviatan instantly. Oh my gosh.
Great redemption by Melzer with the amount of shots that he missed there on that flank earlier. Exactly. Already was spotted early on the top of the ramp. Pushed back down by utility from KRU. And it's one of those classics of seeing the operator, pivot on the other side here. So KRU meeting up with everybody else on that B side of the map. But they haven't gained too much yet. Still a lot of utility available now for Leviatan for delays.
We just saw Davies actually on the mini-map dodge out on a Trailblazer. So Taco's still going to have to add line of sight to this A ramp.
Ooh. Okay, King's gonna
Slow
suffer
pace.
that. Receiving a couple of bullets through the smoke. Looking to swing through the smoke as well. The flash not affected, but still Klaus gets the kill. Klaus has been amazing as a Sky player so far throughout this LCQ. Shy looking to do the same thing in the same role. Gives his position away. And KRU activating behind the Seekers to try to take him down. Shy was ready only for that one, but a beautiful trade comes out from Exit. With the operator out is going to be Takulia, hit by one of those Seekers, defended by the Cloudbirds, and then close range Davies with that lurk. As you just mentioned here, Riv, giving opportunity for KRU to plant, and now we're going for another type of classic, Leviatan saving.
Just about every round, we are seeing Leviatan, or sorry, KRU go up through this area, into the vent, and being able to make themselves available for a kill, finding Leviatan trying to come through in rotations, and KRU is really not using a lot of utility to do this. So their second hit can be just as strong. Incredible stuff. Lev's gonna have to change out the way they're doing defense on this right now because they're just losing too much ground each time. And this one person being down gives KRU the entire control of the map.
Yeah. And it's been basically what happened to KRU yesterday when they played against Furia. The amount of time that Dijuzine was very aggressive and doing a lot of punishments on first entries, but punishments on middle as well. When you actually did see Nagset trying to work that area on defense, they were picking off. So KRU's learning a little bit of that. They're saying, okay, on the attack. We had some good has as well here on split. Maybe we could work the same mid side. Remember, this is not unfamiliar territory for these two teams. It's not the first time nor the second time that you've seen this head-to-head. So at some point, you know the playstyle, and you could maybe punish a little bit more.
And I mean, this would be the turnaround round, but it could be Blade Storm is up. Yes, it's a lower buy by Leviatan, but it almost needs to be a time they turn this game around.
Yeah.
Otherwise, these rounds for KRU right now in attack are so huge. They get all these rounds and go on defense against a double duelist team, you're gonna want every round you could get on attack.
So there's the first opportunity updraft, but there's two players waiting there. Both of them usually being the lurk players are working together on the extremity of the A side, punishing the Blade Storms out from Takulia as Leviatan was trying to get some information behind that Trailblazer. For the rest of Lev, cutting their losses, pulling back towards the site, being more reactive now.
So last time, what we had Mazine falling in rope room. Now we have another one down. KRU starting off with these 5v4s and seemingly converting them. Again, this repeats the last round strategy. The slow work up mid, you have one towards A ramp, maybe two. And they get all this space for free and pressure out on Leviatan. And they have nothing really to detect it, right? This isn't a Cypher game. There's no chamber on the side of Leviatan. All this space has to be played by a member
30 seconds
of the
left.
team.
Nice little wall. Nobody really checks that corner, but he uses on top of that the toxic screen on the attack for the surprise kill. Spike has fallen. Noswer holding it back. Advantage for Leviatan as there's only one player left. And Nagset has clutched it before, but not this time around as Noswer puts his foot down. And Leviatan put the third.
Noswer and King getting the crowns on that one. Had to not gone down in A heaven there. KRU was about to just waterfall into sight and make that very, very troublesome for Noswer and the rest of the team. So that pivotal round, like we said, even on the low-ish buy there, we need a Takulia's ult, who still needs to find a little bit more in fragging just to get that momentum for himself into the game. But
good.
He's still trying, right?
Yeah.
You're putting up these attempts. Goes down, gets the info that does lead to the ability to capitalize on the round. It's real tough right now. It doesn't look clean, but Leviatan is squeaking a few back in their favor.
The ADS here from Mazzino now gets punished, stuck in the corner. Pain shells in the back of the billboard. Nova Pulse hits him, but at least there's support there from Noswer, and the Nebula also came up to not allow KRU to push their attack now towards B.
Great ult mid. Force KRU's hand. Now up to Mazine to hold, or King rather, to hold this.
He's gonna have to dance in there for sure.
Little shorty dance. He's waiting for somebody. It always looks like KRU want to put 3 towards mid. They're gonna actually back off of that. But I think Leviatan is recognized how strong mid has been, especially when you don't have a double duelist comp. You need mid to work the map. And now Leviatan are getting that more online. They are not allowing KRU that safety. Control the middle.
Very interesting here, trying to figure out with these Seekers if there's still pressure up on that mid, because look at how far pushed up Takulia is towards that A site. Looking to rotate towards the spawn. More delays now, that's what you need here on towards B, so that the lurks can actually work here. And the flank can actually happen, but still, unfortunately, it's Leviatan falling so far as they drop 3 on KRU's side. This time, Viper's pit out on the attack. King looking for the heroic play. Inside the pit right away, denied by Melzer for the 3rd into the round. And Takulia, nothing you could do here. Had great positioning at first, but with his teammates falling down, there's nothing more you could ask for him.
That was just the entrance of B being smothered in utility by both teams. And that timing, KRU had to enter the site. They swarmed the members. You just see all the X's for Leviatan. I said this before, when they, one more from, obviously we saw King go down, but all the X's falling in sight. Leviatan do not like to back up and give that position if they feel like they have the call, if they've read their opponent. As Taco picks one more up. And sometimes being that close, it's hard to trade, it's hard to adjust. And KRU come up here as Taco, looking for one more, gets hunted down. Oh,
Trying to keep that.
stays alive though.
Yeah, okay here for KRU to chase it down. They still have a lot of money to work with. They've compiled a lot of these rounds, string them in a row. But at the end of the day, you could definitely see it here. Looks like we might have a timeout being called. If not, just a quick reminder, the round just happened here. KRU winning that one.
Yeah. And it becomes tough, right? We just saw Lev win a round, so then KRU wins. This means Lev's money is gonna start taking a turn for the worst. They've been able to accrue a bit here in economy, so they're all right for another sort of buy. We did see some Vandals with light armor, and I think a few more should come in, maybe a Spectre along the way. Whew.
So 5 to 3.
The crowd's ready.
Exactly. Always been present this time around are the KRU fans, but of course we have a lot of Leviatan fans in the crowd as well. And it's always good times. Camaraderie from the fans, from the teams. I even see the coaches talking together behind the scenes before they start their matches. I'm loving what I'm seeing from these two teams. But remember now, you see at the bottom now, 5 to 3 in favor of KRU, as they have had great successes on their attack side against Furia. So it's nice that they started things up right away when they had the opportunity to get that weaponry, get the weapons, get the rifles rather, as they lost the pistol in second round.
Gun rounds have been very strong for KRU here.
Exactly.
They know the win condition of their composition. They're not trying to get Kesnet to do raise, jump, and duelist things. Kesnet's still a part of the KRU when all of this is happening, right? You cannot try and extend this and branch it out like a double duelist comp. You have to have 2 going into sight. Instantly, just goes short, right? Calling out audible cues, trying to get Leviatan to react with their own utility, but that was not up the ramp.
And this is okay, something that KRU also likes to do, maybe not force the hand yet onto a ramp, because they give a lot of responsibility onto their chamber, being Davies ADSing around the corner, just around the radius of that rendezvous rather, so that they could actually leverage him to get the pick off the Sky utility. Hold it slow or picked up now for KRU, as there is that scaling, there is that slow work now from KRU up on a ramp.
Good push up here. All the way on the outside of B main for Leviatan that kind of allows the rest of the map to understand, hey, you can focus A, start to stack a little more towards the side. And that's exactly what Leviatan has done, readying themselves for this attack from KRU.
Both teams now waiting for the utility to stop from the toxic screen from both Vipers. A late lurk from Melzer trying to get a timing.
What?
As they go for the pinch from fence over to mid. Another player falls on B main on the push for Leviatan. So already KRU, a 5 to 3 scoreline and a 5-on-3 situation.
How many gravestones for Leviatan are in that rope room right now? From round after round, they keep losing one. Kesnet drops another. And this instantly goes in favor of KRU. The moment they just make that snap judgment to execute, to push forward, to use the Cosmic Divide, when does a cosmic divide just start everything for you in a round, Vansili? Oh my word, that's in the sight. That's post plant. That's when you're hitting.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just doing it different right now and throwing Lev for a loop.
And even leveraging that cosmic divide when you did have a smaller buy, a half buy for Leviatan. They had a perfect read in the beginning to have so many players on that A side. Definitely watching those games, you have to give credit, of course, to owner over at Leviatan and the coaching staff. They're definitely the coaching team that works around the clock to try to anti-strat as much as they could, or at least understand how their opponents would play. But at the end of the day, also, what Vanity mentions is sometimes a team just shoots better than the other, and so far it's been proven.
This is actually one of my favorite things to see how they execute it. It's off simple, kind of, not misdirection, but simple action. Nothing happened in that round until an ability went out, until something else was on the scoreboard. And sometimes you can use that microsecond of your opponent looking up to the map, looking up to the right. That's exactly how we saw the kill in B main and Vents happen. Just falling asleep at the wheel at the right second, and KRU made the move. Kesnet actually tries to go in by himself for once and gets stopped.
Beautiful gravity well, actually.
Yeah.
Snakebite was a little bit too late. You saw the sprays trying to happen through on that grav well when the smoke came up towards B heaven. This time the lurk doesn't work. Shy was waiting behind, anticipating at least one of those players from KRU. If not Davies, going to be Nagset lurking around. And for the first time in a while here, Leviatan scores first, but Kezin immediately turns it into a 4v4.
King falling in mid has to stop here for Leviatan. KRU continues to find a free frag there, and now they work to B heaven.
Over aggression towards the spawn, almost catching one off guard was Kesnet. Looking back up, spawning two players towards the B side. Messino's anchoring down as much as he can, but it's back on a 2 versus 2. But one of them is so damaged and low. That's Shy falling towards the back of the spawn.
Good flank here.
Kesnet chasing after it. And Takulia has an opportunity now. Dash up. Kesnet's low on HP. But nice. Wow. Swing, pendulum swing from last two players of KRU to allow KRU to get the 7th round.
KRU locking in all of the rounds. They get back to 9. What is that? The same thing they did against Furia, I think? But then, we don't talk about the second half there for KRU. But 7 on attack already. Going against the double duelist team that's about to switch sides. You want all the rounds you can get because they are going to try to punish their way into each site. And Leviatan is hemorrhaging way too many of these first bloods right now. KRU continues to go mid, find one, and the map is theirs. Now, Leviatan says, no more mid for you.
Trying to flash through this potentially, or just going for the contact. Contact instead. Read by KRU. Look how passive they are right here. A dash across, breaking across our placement. Takulia with the sheriff kill. But Kezet still got one on his own. Melzer watching him push from the B side. Advantage back for KRU. Now it's just going to be pretty much a team deathmatch at the bottom of middle. Spike is down out the open towards market. And one is pinned. That's Takulia. Pinned to the wall, drop down. Only King remaining.
Really well absorbed here by KRU, only losing one so far. Lev at this point is trying to do as much damage as they can, right? The round win is always going to be a boon. But KRU is managing this pressure quite well. They'll get themselves to B and get a plant here as King roams around for a final frag. And what a first half here from KRU. Split being on the docket was a big question mark, but it seems like they feel they can make the moves that would get them the W here. As Davies goes down.
Has been a lot of rounds tallied up here for KRU. Waiting a little bit longer, maybe until they start moving out here to not allow King to save his Phantom. But you could definitely see here that any type of play that Leviatan's trying to do to prevent KRU from getting any type of like early pressure, early control has always been shut down right away. KRU's doing a very good job continuing to work all the extremities of the maps. All the extremities of the map, rather, simultaneously. It feels that's what you need a little bit more now from Shy, for example, as this guy trying to find that piece of information from cycled flashes, trailblazers at the minute mark, because you're not getting too many advantages from bringing up those seekers time and time again. Because it's just crew all around so far this first half.
Leviatan fans cheering that in for one of the final rounds here, the first half, to get this last one in. 8-4 would feel much better. Again, they go for the B main pitch. Kind of just hold extremities closer. If you can call them extremities on split, but just getting up in the face of that starting wall to hear where crew is, get a little more info. And you feel like Lev almost should have been doing this sooner. Crew is still getting that space for free, though, to attack A Heaven.
Yeah, Shy's playing towards the A site, though. Should be ready to try to flash up on Heaven if he can, but this time the puck decides to fall in the back of Map. Well, already, Noswar has rotated around from the ropes, from the vents.
My God.
Thing on the other end. What? As the Showstar comes out on the defense, Noswar does get the pick off with the Phantom. It's going back and forth, but still a 3-on-3. And we're just battling on the top of Heaven with the spike being down. Showstopper then out on the attack, allowing crew finally to have some room to breathe. As through the POV of Davies, Taco gets the pick. On a 1 versus 2, Blade Storm activated. Oh, foul play inside the smoke, and allows crew to put 9 on the board against Leviatan's 3 on the half.
This is like everybody was using vanishing smokes in that, or just on the other side of the wall in that round. Mayhem, absolute mayhem crew decides to go for on their final round. And that's one of the best ones. Set the momentum before the halftime. Leviatan has to put up work here in the second half.
Yeah, they definitely do, but at least the silver lining right now for Leviatan is that they are playing double duelists.
They're on
defense,
side.
a little bit harder to do. It was hard for them to get activated, but hopefully they can here on the second half. The crew definitely looking good so far. Feels like they've come alive now all throughout this LCQ. And we also had a chance to speak with Klaus about it, about what's changed and how he's feeling, or how he's feeling now heading into the third match today.
Más o menos no cambié mucho mi método de las cosas, sino que trabajé mucho más lo que es mi mental, trabajé mucho más lo que fue mi preparación, mi forma de pensar, mis pensamientos negativos, positivos, y yo creo que eso todo me está jugando a favor, y también obviamente que tener un aprecio de la gente, de ver todo el esfuerzo que yo estoy dando y para que las cosas pasen, eso, y ver que la gente lo ve y me felicita por eso o me apoya por eso, me pone muy feliz, porque obviamente pasé por una mala etapa, pero bueno, acá estamos de vuelta y ya basta, ya dejé todo atrás y vamos de nuevo.
Working on yourself inside of game and outside of game. Making sure that mental is sturdy, not just thinking, oh, that was a bad game, but reflecting on things. It definitely helps you to approach it better the next time, and definitely seeing a bit of progress in that way, if you will, for Kez.
Individually, has been, like we just mentioned before, top performer as a Sky for this team. I also want to give a little bit of praise to every single player, actually, of KRU Esports. Nags has done a great job so far being activated, too, as the last pillar, the one that has to clutch, the one that has to anchor on defense, and has done a really beautiful job, actually, and KRU looks complete. Night and day from what we saw throughout the regular season. The inaugural season of the VCT Americas. As now Leviatan has a chance to strike back. We haven't seen this team in a fairly long time as well.
Yeah.
A chance for them to shine, a chance for them to actually, have less games to play with. Remember, this is, yes, their match now, but they've already watched 2 other maps of KRU previously.
Right.
So there's definitely a lot of tape here for Leviatan to focus on, which is potentially why you're looking at the maps that we have currently. It's not many maps here that KRU has played throughout the last 2 days, with the exception of this one right here, which hopefully Leviatan will strike better on the attack as they go with their double duelists in the site, both denied.
Very good call through from KRU. I was just about to start this one off saying, we remember KRU plays defense. They like to play patient and come back with everybody, not in your face. So it was up to Lev to show what we're Lev going to do, because we have not seen the games. And It looks like they wanted to go just as fast. Like you said, duelist down. And this, it does not look good here. Starting off possibly 10-3 is Leviatan just trying to dodge out all this utility. Spike still rotating up through this B heaven, so Shy might be able to get a good rotation over it since King has awareness on A.
Exactly.
It's just hard to commit to anything with 3 people.
Everything just looks so good for Crew on the setup. 4 players towards the B site. Solo anchor on A. Trademark spotting 1 player.
Yeah.
So that forces Crew to do a lot of jump spotting, and they actually did see a player on the top of B heaven. This time around, though, for Leviatan, it's not 1 but 2, as Naxa gets punished right away. Outside, the poison orb gets recalled. Beautiful flash coming out. We're trying to fight back as much as we can.
Spike down B.
But Keznet just continues to anchor towards Hell. And from Hell actually throws the pain shells and grabs Benzino with him to Hell. And Crew wins pistol.
That was a very nicely placed pre-nade there, just considering the situation would happen. And it did indeed. 10-3 now for Crew here. A dominating first game so far on Split. And they've just stave off the comeback now. That thing that looms in the back of their minds and adds a little bit more pressure in the LCQ. They look happy in their positions right now, and the team's flowing. They move this B strategy of defense over to A for the side of Crew, and Leviatan's gonna have Spike down, even to start off second round, to try and get a little bit of information before they commit.
Yeah, they got the Shikos, so
Great damage.
trying to get value out of all of this.
Slow.
Long range battles, waiting for that second wall to come down, and there's that first contact, and they both fall. As Takulia and Shy trying to pick him off.
That was sick! They dropped the wall, making it their time. Wow, absolutely awesome way to create your own angle off the second wall. Simple things, simple frags, and Crew again up in a 5v3.
There's not much here that you could ask for the remaining players of Leviatan. I mean,
Here.
already another one is low on HP, and that's Benzino. Spike on his back. You need a miracle right now with the 3 players working together. Up towards mid. Potentially spotted now by the trademark left behind. Won't force Sound a peek, though, from Crew.
Never, not at this point. Now when Crew's ahead,
Yeah.
you have to basically find them in the woodwork now. Straight through to vent.
30 seconds
Heaven's
left.
still grabbed here. King has had really nice movement to get into this position, but not a but. That's an and Klaus goes down.
Yeah, that's really nice. King has heard all of this before. The rotation to jump peeking from Crew towards that A site, manages to get that opener and almost damaging on the second kill. Picks up the Bulldog now, as it's time for Leviatan to play the post plant. All of Crew getting ready to push out from screens.
May the shots ring true here for Leviatan. This is going to be tough.
They don't really have the biggest crossfire setup, though. Nobody's towards elbow.
No, they don't.
No flashes for Crew, so they're just waiting for that smoke to dissipate. Melzer had his knife out, but the trades are still not bad.
One enemy.
As there was only 1 left alive, you are happy that you had the player advantage there for Crew in order to get that round.
King here, just about all. Same with Keznet, and Davies saves that round and the trades back and forth. Again, we see that protocol that Crew uses, even with a few members left there of the side of Leviatan. And there again, where Crew dropped their wall second. I love that. But they're able to pick this up off of trades and patient retake. Everybody filing in, even if it takes jumping in with your knife out to figure out where the opponents are. They're just doing it all. All right, Takulia on the front here, but we're not actually getting the raise. So not utilizing the double duelist as we come into this first bonus round just yet. They're still gonna work a default on the map. And the double duelist is down. Oh, and 2 are down.
Spike down A.
What in the world right now?
At least they still have that duel. Got that raise there.
This is like, I just feel like there was no effort in those swings. And Keznet's like, thank you. It seems like Leviatan is just out of sorts at the moment.
Speaks a lot about Keznet from the first game till now.
Ridiculous.
Who continues to be an unstoppable force. And not always being the tip of the spear for Crew, as you do definitely have the supporting teammates that actually puts all these numbers up to. So you're not asking too much for him, but when you do, he's pulling out these stops. So well on their way to try to win this bonus round for a Crew. 11-3 on the scoreline. As finally, Keznet gets stopped by King. Anchoring towards this B site. Naxxet only has this Sheriff to work with. Hiding behind the Nebula. Mazzino's creeping forward, and there's just too many players against him.
The rotation over comes in. Leviatan should be
seconds
grabbing themselves around. In the middle of this round, the lurk that happened, obviously KRU's feeling a little safer, but Leviatan found where they need to go. King's been in heaven. He's kind of had control of mid, and he's getting frags and information that can help these rotations from Leviatan. Uh-oh.
That's one of those players that I wanted to say has been stepping up here where you didn't really need Kezit that much. That's Klaus. Flash does get the blind onto King, trying to flick up onto Nosware. But at least he gets information on both. So that allows Davies to try to get some sort of victory here in the position. But King, can't forget him as the IGL, as this Viper. When you need somebody to carry the team on Leviatan's side, it's definitely this man right here.
Ever so slowly, we see Leviatan creeping back on this one, getting that economy in a place where they can afford to try a few different strategies. And really nicely played by the team there. King's actually hiding over there, right? Towards Raze, which means their opponent's gonna have to take a long walk through that Viper's Pit to take damage. So overall, played really well. Good mindset now from Leviatan. Even being down, they're ready to take the fight to KRU. Straight up through mid here. Little different. Usually you got a double duelist going right for B main or A main.
Look at that. Kezit getting the pressure right away, forces out the showstopper!
Oh, again, Taco down first!
To push Takulia away and also contacts with the showstopper. Advantage once again for KRU. And change of position on the defense too. Looking at this man right here, Davies was working together now with Klaus to make sure that they could control, the A ramp and prevent alert from happening for Leviatan. Crossfires are too perfect.
Wow. Spike down mid.
All up to Mazzino now. Work your way up there, but only dropping one. This is a dominant KRU here on this first map so far.
Kesnit's fifth kill in a row, fifth kill of the map, 2 in a row just in those last 2 rounds. And it continues to hit Takulia. He dies first again, and that one wasn't even like, oh, that's a mistake. He gets hit by a showstopper through the smoke, and these things that continue to wear away at Leviatan to make these rounds that much harder. KRU continues to add on and find a way to do it again. Incredible stuff, and the answers that KRU is finding in the moment there. Not to mention he's 14-2 on first kills, first deaths. Yeah. That's gross.
Yeah.
Kesnit is.
Definitely has been the story so far of how much success KRU has been getting in that first blood category. And at the same time, Leviatan not always looking like the best team in 4 versus 5 situations. When I see Leviatan on 4 versus 5, I'm just thinking about the good old 4-player save on A site on Haven, which would go to that map if needed be. I'm excited to see that one. Hopefully. I'm holding the script. We should get our 3rd map, right?
Yeah. And KRU looking to mark something off their own script here. If you think back to June 11th, 2022, that's the last time that KRU took a map off of Leviatan. So 401 days. Let's end that. Let it be known. No team has ever beaten them. KRU here. Game point on this map.
What a great moment. A great opportunity to get their first map win in all of those days when it matters the most now during the LCQ.
Okay.
But off the timeout,
we're double dueling.
Leviatan definitely wants to use that aggression, allowing the Stinger to get the first blood in favor of the attack side. King watching the lurk, watching the push, watching the rotate.
King again.
Good for at least those 2 kills, and Melzer about to get sandwiched and pinned. Mazzino is on that late lurk. And now we see the good old Leviatan.
Yep. There it is. Taking things into their own hand. I feel like the round has just been almost gifted to KRU if you're giving them 30 seconds. Giving them more position. Push up and B main, figure A is controlled. Yeah, hit it off the rip. Leviatan seems so much more comfortable going with that speed, causing chaos, and now they're going to pick up another round. It'll be 12-5 after this as Davey keeps himself alive. And they just hide this one out.
Yeah, KRU on their end. Salvage a couple of those weapons on that A ramp from the aggression of that mixed buy that they had, of course, backed against the wall. So you want to save these weapons now. Going into round number 18. Still map point. Whew. For KRU.
Seeker's ultimate here. KRU can identify whenever they want what's going on down on the side of Leviatan. Looks like we're going to have a lot of mid pressure here. 4 mid to start off, just to reassure the fact that they can control and then spread out. Oh my gosh.
There.
They may be doing a little bit of a ring around the rosy here eventually.
Yeah. Which is fine. Controlling this middle. You mentioned those Seekers could be used on a retake if they have full control now of B main. But Menzino's the one that's trying to watch it. So what, 2 players maybe? And instead of going right around the rosy, it's straight ahead. Face front, behind the Seekers. Dagalia updrafting on the top of the balcony, pushed away by all of these Seekers out from Klaus.
Terrifying.
Doesn't give a chance for Leviatan here to get any forward position. So a big responsibility for King now on the late lurk at mid. You can see the Cosmic Divide getting ready to get propped up by that Astra. Nazar pushing towards the spawn. Denied right away by Davies, and the numbers are dwindling. Only 3 left needed, and only 1 left needed. As King. You need everything here. An ace, a clutch, but the players are already on that spike. Too little, too late. Nags it with the kill, KRU with the defuse, and KRU with the first map.
Solid play by KRU. It didn't seem like they were scrambling at all. Even being able to come back on rounds where you had Leviatan coming back, what was it, round 4 or 5? KRU's like, no, we'll take that right back on 6 and run with it. In the sights, First Bloods just owned it. Map control, owned it. And from the attack side, they knew they had to get